Hey, what's up? I'm Emmett Short, and this is something new. I'm doing news from last week, tech news from last week, so it's not an knee of the curve, it's not an off the cuff. I'm calling it Last Week in the Future. Yeah, it's just news that caught my eye in tech and science from last week. I'm just gonna do it as quick as possible. This is truly off the cuff though. Just going one take. If you guys like this and you'd like to see more of it, let me know. This episode is sponsored by one of the subscribers, Aaron Craston, sent me this. He is Dr. Hodor on Discord. Thank you, Aaron, for the whiskey. I highly encourage anyone, if you're gonna send me something, send whiskey. I'm gonna put a PO box on the YouTube channel. If you guys are interested in crypto, my favorite platform, hands down. Let's get nice and close here. My favorite platform, hands down, is Crypto.com. I'm not affiliated with them. I do have a referral link in the description. We both get $25 if you sign up. The reason I like them is they really have the best percentages for staking that I've found. Their credit card is super handy. You get great rewards with the credit cards. Free Spotify, free Netflix, free Amazon Prime at a certain level, good cash back. If you're interested in that, check out the link in the description. And without further ado, let's get to the stories from the week. The Tesla Cybertruck was spotted on the test track, and it's got some design changes. We got some rear view mirrors. And we also have this huge monstrosity right here, the windshield wiper. There's a good video, and in the case of the windshield wiper, Elon tweeted recently that will not be the production version. So if that horrible monstrosity was hurting your feelings like it was mine, rest assured that it at least won't be that. I don't know if it'll be better. I think, of course, Elon wants to make it better. His idea was that there'll be a deployable wiper that stows in the front trunk. That would be sweet. So manufacturers do have to, they are required to ship cars with side mirrors by law, but the owners are allowed to modify it. And so I don't know if that means that it's legal to remove the mirrors and drive without mirrors. I'm driving around with no front license plate. That doesn't mean it's legal. Moving on, the next story is crypto. If you're into crypto, you might be familiar with this story about this guy that Craig Wright, that has been claiming since 2016 that he is Satoshi Nakamoto, and that's the inventor of Bitcoin, the pseudonymous inventor of Bitcoin. There's a legal battle going on between Craig Wright and someone named David Kleinman here. And this guy claims that he helped Wright invent the cryptocurrency, and that therefore the estate is entitled to half of the Satoshi stash. And that stash is quite substantial, valued at over $50 billion. So the jury wasn't asked to determine whether he is Nakamoto, and instead just to determine if the business relationship entitled Kleinman to any money. The Bitcoin community has kind of coalesced around the idea that this guy is not Satoshi Nakamoto. But here's my thoughts on that. A lot of people say, well, he's never proven that he is Satoshi by, let's say, moving some of the Bitcoin, telling people he's going to move a certain amount and then doing it from one of the wallets associated with Satoshi. But, when you're in a battle for 50 billion, you might want to leave the proof until after you win the legal battle. Because, hey, if you lost and you owed 25 billion, you could always then claim, maybe I wasn't Satoshi after all. But if you win and the 50 billion is yours, then, you can go ahead and prove yourself. And that is what he said that he'll do. So this court case recently, it basically came out that he won't have to give up his stash of the crypto if it turns out that it's him. So Wright still owes $100 million in fiat instead of crypto to this guy. So, now he's really hoping that he is Satoshi so that he has, plenty of money to pay that bill. Wright says he's going to prove that he owns the coins after he wins the case. The big thing is, if he is Satoshi and he does start liquidating coins, the last time there was even a rumor of this happening, big dip to the price of Bitcoin. Someone moved 50 of the vintage coins, and it caused a minor meltdown in the market. 6.5 billion it knocked off of the market cap. So imagine if some of the 1.1 started moving. We could be seeing some panic in the Bitcoin market. Anyway, let me know in the comments. Do you think Wright is Satoshi? Do you think this will have any effect? Do you think he'll prove himself? And if he starts liquidating, what do you think is going to happen to the market? All right, so the next story is, if you think you have what it takes to be a futurist and perhaps even a super forecaster, there's a new way to find out if you're up to snuff. This is a program put forth initially by this entity called IARPA, which is an offshoot of DARPA. They are basically trying to find more and train you to become a better futurist. So they started as a government-funded project, and now they are private and they're trying to monetize. And one of the ways they're monetizing is kind of doing consulting for different agencies and doing predictions. And another way that they're monetizing is by training. So this is the company, Good Judgment, and you can take one of their virtual workshops, and tickets, what are they? Yeah, just a cool $12.50. I predict that I will not be spending that money, so I don't know if that qualifies me or not, but that won't be happening for me. Next up is, you may have heard about this has been all over the news for the week, the self-replicating Xenobots. Could they cure disease, yield new bioweapons, or simply turn the world into gray goo? So Xenobots are tiny programmable living things made of frog stem cells. So frog stem cells are out here. Apparently they are self-healing and they can cooperate in swarms, and they were created using artificial intelligence. And so now they've evolved to the point, or AI has evolved them to the point where they can self-replicate. They look like little Pac-Men, and they eat other frog cells here. So this is the Xenobot right there, and they eat these frog cells. They're not reproducing in any traditional sense that we know of, and what they do is they fashion the groups of frog cells into the right shape using their mouths. So they go in and they chomp these things, and they basically just bite them into submission and turn them into themselves. Sounds very zombie-esque. It says the latest advancements brings the science one step closer to creating organisms that can self-replicate indefinitely. Yikes. And this is where the gray goo scenario comes into play. The gray goo scenario was originated by Eric Drexler in his book Engines of Creation. And the idea behind a gray goo scenario is that everything the nanobots would come in contact with could get transformed into another self-replicating nanobot. So these guys, they're just eating frog cells. So they're not turning every molecule that they touch into themselves. So there's really no threat of a gray goo scenario. But, that's good for a headline. One Xenobot researcher said that there's a moral imperative to study these. Yeah, you know what? That sounds like exactly what the Wuhan lab people would have said right before COVID. We do have mechanisms in place. Any hostile Xenobot or use of AI to design DNA sequences that would give rise to deliberately dangerous synthetic organisms is banned by the United Nations and the Geneva Protocol. But these things kind of fall outside of that. They're not deliberately dangerous synthetic organisms. They're meant to help. You know, right now these Xenobots don't live very long and only replicate for a few generations before they probably just get really inbred, and I don't know if inbred is the right word, but they don't do well after a few generations. So it's not that big of a threat, and could quite possibly be very cool in the future. Maybe they will, help us create new biofuels or break down pollutants. Who knows, they could integrate with our body and deliver medicines. A lot of cool things that Xenobots could do. Last one here, just for fun. These Italian scientists built a robot with jetpacks, and for some reason, they decided that this was the right face. Look at that. Look at that creepy ass face. They also put jetpacks on its hands, and on its back here. Just the creepiest thing. This is from the Italian Institute of Technology here. And these crazy Italians, they created the iron cub. Why is it a capital R? This does not beat any of the tech that we've seen flying around already. We've already got people with jetpacks on their hands and backs flying around. So I'm guessing this robot would crash and burn within 2 seconds. Good thing they put pants on him. I'm just saying, if the face is this creepy, we don't want to know, what's going on here. All right, guys, this was fun. Those were the tech news stories that caught my eye this week. If you guys want me to talk about something during the week, leave me a comment here. Hit me up on Twitter. Join me on Discord. Subscribe. There's Patreon. There's all sorts of things that you can join up and support the channel. Share this video with somebody you think would like it. And that's it for me, guys. Enjoy your weekend. I should have a tagline here. But anyway, yeah, leave me a comment. Let me know if you like this. All right, peace.